Welcome. In front of me I have the MSI Claw 7 AI Plus A2VM, and I'll be going over unboxing along with a quick look at the device and its specifications, and also just a brief kind of overlook at a couple of things that have happened that might impact if you actually want to pick this up. So anyway, let's just get straight into this. We do have a seal to cut through. You can also see the little branding right here. Anything interesting here? We have Windows 11. Oh god, disgusting. And looks like it's 32 gigabytes of RAM. Huh, I guess we'll see in a moment. Anyway, let's just get into this. So right here we get, oh great, we get another of those bullshit ass kickstands that are made out of cardboard because a piece of shit company that is selling you a device for over $1,000 probably. I actually haven't checked the price. Can't include a plastic kickstand. That's too much expense. No. Cardboard is where it's at because we care about the environment. Now in here we get the device with, for some reason this kind of looks like an ROG branding of these little marks right here to me, which is kind of funny, but anyway. So there's the handheld, then we have come on. Then we get the cable, Type-C, and some paperwork, and that's about it. Yep, that's it. So let's put that up. I want to kind of see how the display looks like. Unless it's dead. Like my excitement for this device. Yep, okay, I'm not gonna really bother turning it on this case. Ew, what's that? That's a bit of a sharp angle right there for some reason. So we do have tactile X, Y, A, B buttons. Bit mushy D-pad right here. Oh boy, that feels disgusting. The joysticks feel great, easy to press down, okay position I would say. The triggers feel good, they have a bit of a dampening behind them, and they do feel just a little bit mushy. And then these buttons, the bumpers, are just serviceable, I would say. Best way I can probably explain them. Now, when it comes onto these specifications, let's just peel that off because it's going to make it easier to see the bezel. And we do have, holy hell, those are some thick bezels. Jesus. You know what? I don't know if those bezels are visible in the video, so I will actually plug it in. Though this thing's supposed to come with a charge, so I need to plug it in just to turn it on. Is it the one? Oh no, it's the other one. Although, oh, this is just Thunderbolts, okay, so it doesn't really matter. Let's see, which one will turn it on? Come on. Oh, there we go. So in a second we will see the just god-awful bezels on here. And let's talk about these specifications. So we have a 7-inch Full HD display with a 1080 by 1920 pixel resolution, 120 Hz refresh rate, IPS touch screen. So generally nice that it has a high refresh rate, but all in all it's just nothing special right here for a gaming handheld. You might have better alternatives that will come with an AMOLED display or OLED displays. Those will obviously be much better than what we have right here. Even the Steam Deck has a better display, I would say, though it has a lower resolution, lower refresh rate. It is an OLED, which higher, with better colors, better contrast ratios, and better response time. So here we can see this god-awful bezels. They are enormous. They are basically the Steam Deck, like... Configurez votre appareil à l'aide d'un lecteur d'écran. Activez le narrateur. Shush. So these bezels resemble Steam Deck, like the first version of it, the LCD version. These are pretty bad, I would say. Now, continuing on, this device is again another kind of downside, I would say, though it's a downside just because of the recent things that have happened. Just lower down the brightness. There we go. So this device is running a Intel Core 7 processor. So this is the what is this 7? Where is the actual branding for it? Oh, Ultra 7, sorry. Intel Core Ultra 7 processor, Series 2. And it comes with, if I can find it, because it has this wonky, basically Intel Arc graphics on here. So, the performance of this handheld isn't that bad in terms of the Core Ultra 7 processor can provide with the Intel Arc graphics. It's pretty good. But if I have to pick this, or for instance something like the ROG Ally X, I will go for ROG Ally X as an example, as that will give me good battery life, or fantastic battery life. VRR display, also very similar to this one, but what it will also give me is a AMD platform, which at this point it will be much easier for me to just load it up with Steam OS onto it, the official Steam OS they can now install onto handhelds. But you can apparently only install them right now for devices that run AMD graphics. This is running Intel Arc, so it's not AMD obviously. So it might be very non-functional in that aspect graphically, so it would basically not be a good option. And in general, I just personally wouldn't recommend Intel processors. They have severely fucked up recently with their processors that just kept dying, and who knows, they were trying to cover it up. These might be screwed as well. You don't know how long this will work. It might break after 2 years, after it's off a warranty. So I would probably recommend going with something that is AMD in this case, just because at least they have a better track record at this point. And also better support, considering SteamOS works on it. And additionally, also SteamOS has the benefit of not being Windows 11, which is absolute dog shit. Let's not deny that. This system can go itself as how fucking terrible it is. It's just one big piece of shit system. Not only is it just absolutely dog shit in terms of how non-private it is, it's going to try to rip every kind of piece of data off of you, force you to sign in, work like shit, not be very good, come with out-of-the-box even advertising Copilot, because we all want to have a screenshot taken of everything that we write. Yeah, great, no thanks. But on top of that, when it comes down to comparing it to something like SteamOS, it also is dog shit at power management. And as a handheld, which has a built-in battery, that already isn't the best when we take in consideration. Yeah, I'm gonna go 10 out of 10 times for anything that is running, in this case SteamOS, just because I can get a better battery life than whatever this piece of shit system is. So that is my general kind of approach to handhelds. If it can't run SteamOS, it can go screw itself in this case, because I am not planning to put up with Windows 11, and if you have never used it, I don't recommend changing that. I just do yourself a favor and go automatically for something that can either run SteamOS or is a SteamOS platform, as for instance the new Legion devices from Lenovo. Some of them will come with the SteamOS out of the box, but you can obviously also flash them with a new, the official one that has been released. Though I also want to add, for people that are interested in picking up this thing, maybe you have a fantastic discount on it or whatever, if you're interested, you can also just flash Bazite on here, which is a Linux distro that imitates SteamOS, but it's not, I think, as power efficient as SteamOS actually is. So you kind of lose that. You have the benefit of not using the Windows, which is already a win, but in terms of power management, you might not have the best, as good of a experience as you would with something like the SteamOS. Now, other than that, in terms of specifications right here, let me quickly go through this. So we have graphics up to Intel Arc 140V GPU. We have, it doesn't specify the size, M.2 2030 SSD slot, cool, up to Gen 4. 32 gigabytes of memory, which will be shared with the graphics. We have Wi-Fi 6E and Bluetooth 5.3, two 2-watt speakers, micro SD card spot, so that's on the top right here, next to the power button, two Thunderbolt ports right here, DisplayPort, power delivery 3.0, obviously all the buttons that you'd expect from a handheld controller, along with a couple more. So we have menu and the two Xbox buttons. Then we have, I have no freaking clue what that is. I assume these are some two buttons for like managing something that MSI just brings with their devices for like menu and just refresh rates and all that stuff as a quick access. And we also have two additional buttons that you can just assign some kind of action to. A very perforated back right here, so this is a very ventilated device in general. And battery, we have a 6-cell 54.5 watt-hour battery. AC adapter provides us with a 65 watts of power delivery, so obviously it will be able to keep this device running at max power when you're charging it, even if your battery is completely dead, so it won't turn off. And that's really about everything that we need to know about this device. It's just a MSI device, and like I mentioned before, if you're going for handhelds, I still think it might be just better to wait a little bit longer for like the Legion to release and the new ROG Ally, as they should be releasing soon. I am very late to the party with this one. I think even MSI at this point has an AMD version of this specific handheld, so it seems like they also ditched Intel. So yeah, it might be just more beneficial to go with the wait a little bit longer for the competition to arrive as well with the newer lineups of their handhelds. I didn't go for this one, especially that it's running Intel, because that's just yucky. So anyway, hopefully you found this video helpful, and if you did, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.